Just for the majority of my life, I was pretty miserable, not present, and I kind of had a rock bottom where I'm like, I'm sick of this. I want to be happy. And I really learned the importance of daily consistency and self-care, and now I really enjoy doing all these things. It makes me so happy. So I actually wrote a list of all the things that I do, and I'm just gonna go through them step by step on what I do. Hey guys, welcome to Self-Care Sundays with Sophia, where we talk about self-love, self-growth, and everything in between. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my self-care habits. I'm just about to get ready for bed and wash my face. I've got my pajamas on. These are my custom SP pajamas that Bluebella sent to me. They're so comfy. But I just thought it would be fitting to share with you the things that I do to keep my self-care in check. I know this is kind of basic and standard. These are things that probably everybody does, but maybe not. Maybe if you're new to the world of self-care and you want to start feeling better about yourself, you can reference some of my tips, or you can just share notes and see if you already do some of the things that I do and maybe get inspired. Obviously, self-care is a huge passion of mine. I had a lot of mental health ups and downs, and just for the majority of my life, I was pretty miserable, not present, and I kind of had a rock bottom where I'm like, I'm sick of this. I want to be happy. And I really learned the importance of daily consistency and self-care, and now I really enjoy doing all these things. It makes me so happy. It makes me just love being a woman and doing all of these girly things. It's not necessarily all feminine, but it just makes me feel like more of a girl, and I just love it. So I actually wrote a list of all the things that I do, and I'm just gonna go through them step by step on what I do. So I'll start from the top. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do, well, I'm not gonna lie, I actually do look at my phone the first thing, but I have gone through periods where I try to make a note of not doing that, but whatever, we're all human. And that's another huge thing about self-care, is being easy on yourself. If you have a bad day or you're not on the right track, it's totally okay. You're human. You got to enjoy the ride too. So yeah, honest first thing is I look at my phone. But what I do is I grab my 5-minute journal and I write down, if you don't know what the 5-minute journal is, it's basically what would make today great, 3 things I'm grateful for, like things like that. So it's a very quick, fun little thing. I start my day with that, and then I use a planner. I've been using a planner for years, and there's just something so comforting about writing down everything that you do. I don't know, I'm just old school like that, and I like to keep them too, because I don't know, maybe in years from now I want to know what I was doing when I was 32 years old on a random Saturday. So I look at my planner and I see what I have planned for the day, and actually, while I'm doing this, I grab my caffeine. That'll either be a coffee, a matcha, or an energy drink, and I'll be drinking that while I'm doing my morning journaling. And along with the 5-minute journal, if I'm feeling really inspired, I might do some journaling, but usually not. That's kind of like a nighttime or midday thing for me. But after I do my 5-minute journal, I have a mirror that I put beside my bed, and I do my daily affirmations, and I look at myself in the mirror and say these things over and over again. Even if I just say it 5 times, it's better than nothing, and I've implemented that in my morning and night routine, and I can already feel a difference. So looking at yourself in the mirror and affirming things that you're working on is super, super powerful. Then after I do that, I have my gym bag and I pick up my gym outfit, and then I pick up my outfit for when I shower and stuff. And the gym for me is just such a me time. I love it so much. Lately I've been doing a lot of classes because I really want to tone up, but for the last 2.5 years or so, I always do cardio. I just love it. I know some people don't, but even if you don't like it, just walking on a treadmill. But the reason I love that so much and why it's such a recharging time for me is I'm always watching something that's uplifting my spirit. So I'll watch a motivational YouTube speaker, or I'll listen to an audiobook, or sometimes I'll do music, but usually I'm watching an uplifting motivational speakers or anybody self-care stuff on YouTube while I'm doing that. So I love to do that. I also have this new app called Gratitude, and I was able to upload photos and voice record my own affirmations. So if I'm doing my cardio, I'll also watch that and I'll hear myself saying all of the things that I'm trying to manifest and looking at the photos. I find that really powerful as well. And just being in the gym, I just love it. It gives you endorphins, it makes you feel good about yourself, and it's just starting the day off with a win, which I think is so powerful. After I do that, I always do 25 minutes in the sauna. I do my shower, I get changed, and then I'm fresh for the day. So that's kind of like an everyday, the first part of my day. I don't eat until after the gym. I probably should eat a little earlier, but I don't know, I've never been a breakfast girl. I just like to eat later in the day. So by the time I'm home from the gym, it's usually like 1 or 2 p.m., sometimes 3. That's when I'll eat my first meal of the day. Moving along, something else that I really love to do, which makes me feel very just balanced and grounded, is reading. Even if it's just a chapter a day, or sometimes I'll go a couple weeks without reading, but right now I'm really big into reading. And I love reading anything self-care related, obviously. Sometimes biographies, and the odd time I'll do a novel and get lost in it, but generally I like reading self-care stuff, and it really reminds you of how present you are, because if you're reading and you're finding that you're not paying attention, it's like tells me, okay, I've got to get back on my meditation game, which leads me into my next one, is meditation. Sometimes when I'm on a roll, I'll also do meditation in the mornings when I'm doing my morning journaling and stuff. I'll throw in like a 10-15 minute session. Even if I'm still half asleep, I'll just put the headphones on and start the day with the meditation. And that is just probably could be number one as far as self-care, is getting your mind right and slowing down. Everything in your life just flows to you much easier when you're meditating. So definitely try one of those apps. I always like doing the guided voice meditation. I've never been one to just sit there quietly and like meditate. It's not really me. I have to have somebody guiding it with the spa music. So yeah, meditation is great. Reading, of course, journaling. I love writing to-do lists, and there's something about the satisfaction of giving a check mark is just so good. And I'll write lists, something so little as like respond to this email, or put away the dishes, like just little things like that gives me that satisfaction. I love doing that. And there's all kinds of journaling prompts you can do. Like I'll always do gratitude lists, like what's good in my life right now, or just goals and all kinds of things I love journaling about. I just love a pen and paper. I'm old school like that. It's like my daily planner as well. I love to do that. Something else I love to do, this is more so in the summertime, but I'm a big walker, so I love doing seawall walks and with a friend or somebody, but getting out in nature, whether it's hiking, is very powerful, and I just love walking so much. Also, this is kind of a given, but not really, because when you're single, like I find before I wouldn't really keep up with like shaving my legs or going the extra mile, but lately I have been doing that just for myself, and that makes me feel like I have my life together if I just like shave my legs and put on my lotions, perfumes, always having my nails done, like basic hygiene things, which you should be doing anyways, but just that extra mile, or like giving yourself a spray tan when you don't really have anything to do, but you just want to feel pretty. I love doing that. Always having your nails done. And face masks, I love doing. I feel so blessed that I get sent a lot of products from brands, and I just love skincare stuff so much, but I sometimes even love doing DIY stuff. I have this show on Snapchat called Beauty School, and I used to film DIY hacks, and I would make all kinds of homemade face mask stuff, and it was just so fun to do that. So looking on Pinterest and doing any body care stuff that's DIY, you feel so accomplished, and it just makes you feel feminine and fun. Pinterest, I absolutely love. I almost every day, to be honest, I'll scroll and I'll pin things, and my Pinterest is basically just my vision board. I have so many different boards, is what I call. Yeah, it's called boards. So if you want to look at my Pinterest, it's actually really good. It's just under my name, Sophia Pearson. I have a lot of good things on there, and I get inspired by looking at that, and it feels good. So that weirdly is part of my self-care routine as well. I drink a ton of water. That's just, I love drinking water, but also lately I've been drinking tea a lot at nighttime. You just feel so cozy, and it's so good for you, and things like that. It's like, I love to cook as well. That makes me feel very accomplished, and I love just making nice meals, trying new recipes from Pinterest. I'd like to change my diet to make it a little better. That's a goal I have for my New Year's resolution coming up. But I've never really been huge on supplements. I'm not gonna lie, like I've taken supplements and I don't really feel that different. So I don't really take a lot. I take fish oil. Sometimes I'll go through phases where I'll take supplements, but generally I don't really. I just try and eat healthy-ish, make sure I have enough water, and I'm always monitoring how my body feels, checking in with myself to make sure everything's on track. I'm a huge bath person, so having baths, lighting candles, and a lot of the times I'll just have on YouTube, I'll have just jazz music playing on my TV or any like spa background music just playing. Every time my friends come over, they're like, wow, I feel like I'm in a spa right now, because I always have a candle going. I usually have my, what's it called? Like why do I forget the name of it? The air humidifier with essential oils. I always have that going in the bathroom, and it's right near my door when you walk in, so you immediately walk in, it smells like a spa. I love incense as well. I think there's huge power in aromatherapy. I have a weirdly really strong sense of smell, so I always want everything smelling nice, and you'll just feel a lot more comforted and warm. Another thing I've been really big on lately is decluttering my place. I can't even tell you how weirdly relieving it is to get rid of stuff, and just reorganizing things, like going in your drawers and refolding everything, and anything organizational is so underrated how powerful it is on your mind. I don't know what it is about getting rid of old stuff that just makes you feel like you're shedding a weight off your shoulders, but definitely give it a try, because when I was younger, I used to be such a hoarder, and as I've gotten older, I've really realized the power of letting go of stuff, and that's not just emotionally but physically as well. It's really good for you. To be honest, I think I've covered most of my self-care things. I bet you I'm gonna film this and then look at this and be like, oh dang, I forgot that. But right now, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just do these things consistently every single day, and I'm always very aware of how I feel. So even things like, I like to go out and I like to have drinks here and there, but obviously that affects you too. So I'll notice if I've been having a few too many drinks lately or going out more than normal, I can feel it in my body. So drinking water, going to the gym, and making sure I'm always feeling balanced mentally. It's so interesting how aware I am now. Like even things like I'll feel my mood's a little bit off and I'm like, oh, I must be getting my period. Years ago when I was younger, I never would have been able to actually notice a difference because I was just so scattered and I had no routine whatsoever that I wouldn't be able to tell you why I was feeling off. I kind of just always was in a bad mood, but maybe that was mental health as well. But now I'm so aware that I can literally be like, okay, why am I feeling off? Or why does my stomach hurt? Oh, I just started eating that food. That's a new food that I'm not used to, so maybe it's not agreeing with me. It just feels good to always have some type of consistent daily routine so that when something new comes in, you can judge if it works for you or not. Again, this is super basic, but I just never had a self-care routine up until the last few years. My life was always, I was always everywhere. There was no structure or stability until now. So I might film this and you might think this is extremely basic, but I don't know. I think a lot of people don't have these simple skills. I think this is one of the things that we should have been taught in high school. Like, why doesn't anybody teach you about something as simple as your mental well-being? It's so important and it just improves your quality of life. So yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna say about my self-care routine. It makes me really happy. I love doing all these things and I love to be able to really love myself. And the more I do these things too, it's such a self-love thing too, because it's like, wow, I'm taking care of you. Like it's like my relationship with myself or God, or like it's so powerful to know that I have such a high quality of life because I do all these things to make sure that I'm always happy, because I deserve to be happy and so do you. Everybody deserves to have a good life and feel their happiest self. So definitely staying balanced and doing things like this, or I forgot to mention hobbies. Like obviously any hobbies, that's also self-care because it's doing something for your leisure that you enjoy and something that you can work on to improve, makes you feel happy. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed, wash my face, and go to sleep now. And I will probably do my 5-minute journal. I might do a little meditation and have a fabulous sleep. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Sophia Pearson. You can find me on all my social medias at Sophia Pearson. We'll see you guys next time on Self-Care Sundays with Sophia. Bye.